Please be seated. My name is Mike Brands. I'm the Vice Dean for MCG's Academic Affairs. And it is my honor to welcome you to the Hooding Ceremony for the 188th graduating class of the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University. If you would please rise for the singing of the national anthem by members of MCG's a cappella group, the Serotonins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
So thank you and welcome to Dr. Keene, Dean Hess, Dr. Nuss, distinguished guests, faculty, family, friends, and of course our graduating class of 2024. There is a video that you probably have all seen or heard about from Kara Lawson. She's the basketball coach, the women's basketball team at Duke. And it's a 2-minute video, and it shows her talking to her team and explaining to them that it's not going to get easier. You just have to handle hard better. And that really struck a chord with me because there's a quote that has always driven me for many, many years, motivated me to get out of bed at 4:40 every morning to ride a bicycle before I go to work. It's a quote from Greg LeMond. He's the only American to win the Tour de France. He won it 3 times, 86, 89, and 90. And he said, it doesn't get any easier, you just get faster. And so that might sound like it's a demoralizing kind of approach, but really it's the other way around. It shows you that you're going to get better. It's encouraging, gives you a path forward. But of course, you have already done that your entire careers. You've been meeting challenges and exceeding expectations your whole career. You're going to keep doing that. So my comments really meant for everybody out there. So when I was in your seats about 10 years ago, when my oldest daughter graduated from MCG, I've had 2 daughters go through MCG, my wife and I were doing the dance of joy. We got her through, we're done, this is it, easy street, right? We were so happy. And then come July 1st, we started getting these phone calls and text again. Oh, I'm so stupid. Everyone thinks I'm dumb. I'm going to fail. I was like, what happened? A few months ago, we were so excited for residency. Now it's this big evil thing. What is going on here? So that well-oiled machine that you all have had running for 4 years, 3 years for our Peach State Scholars, yay. So that well-oiled machine you've had running, keep it going, all right? July 1st, you're going to need it. But you're going to see a very interesting phenomena develop. After about a year or so, not going to come quickly, you'll notice that those frantic texts and phone calls have stopped or dwindled down. They're going to kind of go away. It's not because the practice of medicine got any easier or residency got any easier. In fact, they're going to get more challenging responsibilities as they moved through residency. What happened is they got better. Okay, so that's what I'll tell the graduating class. It's an encouraging thought that you're actually going to be able to handle these hard challenges better, and you're going to get better at the practice of medicine as you move through residency on through your careers. So as Gandalf said, that's a very encouraging thought. So with that, on behalf of all the faculty and staff throughout the state of Georgia that have supported you throughout your career here at MCG, I congratulate you and wish you all the best going forward. Thank you. I'd now like to welcome to the podium our campus dean in our Athens Partnership Campus, Dr. Shelley Ness.
Well, wow, what a big day. So happy to be here, and so many smiles as I was walking through, and happy Mother's Day. I'm sure this is a huge gift. They're so proud of you today. Well, listen, I'm Shelley Nuss. I'm the campus dean here at the Medical Partnership over there in Athens, and I'm here to bring greetings to all of you and a sincere congratulations to the class of 2024. You know, this is the 11th year of students to graduate from the Athens campus. You know, it's a 4-year campus. We're so excited to see what all of you will accomplish, and each of every one of you will have the opportunity to make an impact in countless lives, way beyond what you've already had an impact on. So today we're honored to actually call you colleagues in medicine, partners with us. And we're so proud of the work you've accomplished. And you know, I think every single person here, faculty, everyone, family, we are confident as you leave today, you're prepared to face whatever is coming before you. I want to thank Augusta University and the University of Georgia for their ongoing support of this partnership. It's been a tremendous success for the past 15 years. And then our community partners that really have enabled the students, especially in Athens, but I know it happens at all of our campuses, really creates that unparalleled experience that you don't always get at all medical schools. So we're just so grateful for them. As you leave MCG, please remember, put the patient at the center of your focus and bring to the bedside not only your knowledge, you got the knowledge, right? But the skills, but it's your humanity, your compassion, and your concern. So I'll just end with that. You've got an amazing career ahead of you. And again, we're so proud, and congratulations again to the class of 24. Please savor and cherish that moment, all of you, but everybody here. So again, congratulations. So I'd like to introduce our esteemed dean of the Medical College of Georgia, a famous neurologist. He's done lots of amazing things in his career and is a wonderful dean and partner to all of you. And so I bring up Dr. David Hess.
Thank you, Shelley, and echo many things she said. But congratulations, class of 2024. You were the COVID class. But I want to ask you two things. Fill out your graduation survey, but also, even more important than that, or as important as that, stand up and thank your parents and loved ones here. And if you happen to be sitting next to your parents who are going to hood you, hugs are permitted. So stand up, thank your family. So as Shelley said, put the patient first, and remember that medicine is a calling and a vocation. It's not just a job. And always remember that, and put your patients first. You come from all over Georgia, and the parents may hear about some of the faculty, or maybe your spouses do, and they maybe have never seen them. Well, now you can see them. And I'm going to introduce you. You already met Dr. Nuss, but I'm going to introduce you to some of our campus deans. I think we have the best campus deans in America, and some of the most interesting personalities. So I'm going to ask you to stand up. They're also very competitive, very competitive. They're as competitive as all of you. So I'm going to start with the Southwest Campus, Kush Desai and Doug Patton. Just stand up. while they're standing, so this doesn't break out, Dixon Freeman from Dalton and Rome, and Paul Brock from Rome. They dress the same even. And then Wayne Rentz from Brunswick and Savannah, and Elizabeth Gray. And Philomi Powell, you stick up, because you're the preclinical dean in Savannah. So we're starting a 4-year campus there, so thank you very much. You can sit down now. Thank you very much. Now I have a couple guests. As you know, we merged with WellStar. We're now WellStar MCG Health. So I'm going to ask the first and permanent president of WellStar MCG Health, Dr. Ralph Turner, to stand up. He is a great colleague. Right. And he's also from Valdosta, Georgia, I believe, right? He's a dentist. And then next to him is Hank Capps, the EVP, Executive Vice President of WellStar he's the Chief Information and Digital Officer, and thanks to them, they're going to bring us Epic. So really thank them for that. That's great. So now, one thing's clear is our students have a great reputation. I was talking to our keynote speaker. I don't want to steal her thunder, but she was saying at Grady and Emory how happy she is to see MCG residents. In fact, many of them become chief residents. And I want to introduce her. It's really my distinct pleasure to introduce Dr. Kimberly Manning, who was chosen by the students. I mean, if you're going to give a talk, the best person to get invited to is by the students. Dr. Manning is a professor of medicine in the Division of General Internal Medicine at the Emory School of Medicine. She spends most of her time at Grady. She's a 4th-generation graduate of Tuskegee University, and her son is a 5th-generation graduate. That's amazing. And then she attended Meharry School of Medicine, and she completed her residency up in Cleveland at Case Western Metro Health, but felt a call to come back to the South because the health problems are so bad and the health measures are so bad here. She's very well known for innovative approach to medical education, has been recognized nationally. You can read her bio on page 8 of the program. She's won many, many awards. I can't name them all, or we would be here for most of the afternoon, but she's won many. She's been published in many prestigious journals. In fact, I just looked up one of her articles recently. I just Googled her name, and she has this great article in Circulation, Cardiovascular Quality and Outcomes, which is about the 100th anniversary of the American Heart Association and how broken our healthcare system is. So congratulations. But she's in JAMA, Lancet. She has over 100,000 followers on Twitter. That's amazing. And I got to start following her blog, Reflections of a Grady Doctor. So without further delay, let's welcome Dr. Kimberly Manning to us.
No pressure. Medical College of Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on our minds, Georgia on our minds. I said, Georgia, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Medical College of Georgia. Y'all didn't see that coming, did you? Heard I was in the Lancet and didn't think I was gonna come up here and sing some Ray Charles. But we're about to have us some fun. Medical College of Georgia. It is true that when I get my schedule at Grady Hospital and I look to see who is my intern, who is my resident, if I don't know you, I try to look to the face sheet, and if I see Medical College of Georgia, I'm like, yes. Because let me tell you one thing about MCG graduates. You all have excellent clinical skills, you're highly professional, and you know what to do. And almost always in the Department of Medicine and across my institution at Emory, you make chief resident. So congratulations in advance to those of you who will be the chief resident. You are at MCG, the creator of doctors in Georgia for almost 200 years. The individuals who are committed to building a workforce that supports and looks like the diverse populations that we serve. This amazing institution that not only trains up more doctors than anybody else in Georgia, no shade to my institution, but also creates doctors who keep Georgia on their mind. Nobody stays in Georgia and serves the state more than MCG, and that is something to be really, really proud of. Georgia is on your mind. Now, I would like to say that I'm from Georgia, but I'm not. Sorry, y'all. I was born in California, but shout out to California, West Side. But by way of the Great Migration, my family left Alabama, and I grew up in Los Angeles. But though I'm not a grits girl raised in the South, I did grow up with grits on my table in California and made my way back to the South. And now I'm a mother. I have 2 sons who are born and bred, peace up, A-Town down, ATLians. But most importantly, I have built my career serving Georgians at Grady Memorial Hospital. And it is my pleasure to also have Georgia on my mind, too. You know, someone wise taught me that in everything that we do, we should always begin from a place of gratitude. And for that reason, I always start with gratitude. And my gratitude today is for the medical students turned soon-to-be graduates and colleagues of the Medical College of Georgia who invited me to join you. You know, one thing about students and your generation is y'all gonna tell us what you think. So if some medical students say, come over here and speak to us, I'm running as fast as I can to come over here because that is a vote of confidence. I'm telling everybody that the medical students invited me. So I'm really grateful for that. I'm also grateful to your parents, to your families, and to your loved ones. All of us stand beneath the shade of trees we did not plant. And there are people in this room, there are people who are not here with us anymore, who are watching over this day, who got you here. And for you, I am grateful. And now that I am a mother, I recognize what an absolutely selfless and vulnerable walk it is to be a parent. So I'm grateful to you. So I'd like to greet all of the important people on the stage. You heard them all named. Hi, y'all. Greetings to you. But now I would like to focus my attention on my colleagues sitting before me, the class of 2024. Y'all, I have a confession. So back in the day when I graduated from medical school in 1996, somebody spoke at my graduation. The problem is, if my life depended upon it, I could not tell you who it was or what they said. It's not because the person wasn't important and wasn't saying something important. I'm sure they did. The problem was that from the minute I stepped into the arena to the minute my commencement ended, I was crying. I was crying from the start of pomp and circumstance to the very end. It was overwhelming to become a doctor. But my tears were about more than just the fact that I was becoming a doctor. But I'll get back to why in a moment. So in the 28 years that I've been a doctor, I've learned a lot of things. I've written in some journals, I've gone to conferences, I've read chapters, I've written chapters, I've sat in lectures, I've given lectures, I've done a lot and learned a lot. But the most important lessons that I have received as a doctor, they weren't in any of those places. And so what I'd like to share with you today is what I wish somebody had told me in 1996 when I graduated from medical school. And what I wish I'd known is that everything, and I do mean everything that you do, is about relationships. Everything is about relationships. And so what I'd like to do, if you don't mind, because I'm a little bit of a storyteller, is share with you a few lessons that I have learned about the power of relationships and how critical they are to making us the very best servant leaders and doctors that we can be. But also the things I wish I'd known and how I wish I'd known what matters most before I graduated. So my intern year, one of the first places I started working was in the ICU. I was in the medical intensive care unit, and I don't know if you've ever been in the ICU. Hopefully you have, because you're graduating. If not, y'all need to talk to one of these deans up here about that. But I was really afraid when I was in the ICU. I would sit up and read and read and read, and y'all, this was pre-internet, so I would just sit with a big textbook at the nurse's station when I didn't have a patient. And one night, it wasn't that busy, and we got an admission call to us. And there was a young man who I'll call Elliot. Elliot was a person living with sickle cell anemia. He had a high fever. He was a little tachypnic, breathing fast, families. And the decision was made, because the ICU wasn't that busy, that we would watch him overnight in the intensive care unit. But I was so relieved, because Elliot could talk to me. He was around my age, and he wasn't sick, like not ICU scary sick. So I was like, great, this is a great patient for me to get. And so I sat there in the ICU, did my work, and then the things started to quiet down. And my senior resident said, I think I'm gonna go to the call room and get some rest. And I said, okay. But I was too scared, so I just sat at the nurse's station like I used to with the big Harrison's textbook in front of me. But I was talking to the nurses. And one thing that I had learned to do as an intern is to get to know the nurses, the respiratory therapists, the hospital pharmacists, all the people that were the interprofessional teams in the hospital. They were kind to me. They were patient with me. They answered the questions that made me look good on rounds. And as I was sitting there talking to them and eating their snacks that they had brought in, not for the intern, suddenly I hear somebody say, Doc, hey, y'all come over here. And I get up to go over there, and I'm thinking it's gonna be something minor, but I get there, and it's Elliot. And Elliot has lost his pulse. And before I know it, everybody is like running all around the room. The respiratory therapist is in the room. The nurses are there. The pharmacist is there. But let me tell you who is not there, and that is my senior resident. So I keep looking around like I try to hurry up and go do the chest compressions, because you know if you do chest compressions, don't nobody expect you to do nothing else. So I ran over there to try to do those, and they're like, no, we need you to run the code. And I really thought that there would be 2 codes in that room. And as I realized that I have to start to run this code, just then one of the senior nurses stepped beside me, and she leaned in my ear and she said, come on, little sis, you know what to do, just focus. And it was just a shot in the arm that I needed. I started running that code, and a couple times I would say something, and Ida would lean over and go, And I'd be like, okay, no, we don't want to do that. And eventually, we were able to get a return of spontaneous circulation on our patient, and he was able to actually do okay. And what I learned in that day, lesson 1 about relationships, is all that time that I spent getting to know the names of the nurses, talking to them, asking them questions, being annoying, being kind, saying please, saying thank you, it helped me save a patient's life. Please don't think anybody in the hospital is beneath you. Every single person you come in contact with in the hospital can help you take better care of the human beings you're trying to serve. Not just the nurses, the staff, the unit clerks, the environmental services team, our food services team. So many people to this day help me take excellent care of patients. That's my first lesson for you. You cannot go at it alone. But though we're doctors, we are human beings. And let me tell you something. Now that I am 53 years old, I know that life be lifing, as they say. And sometimes death be deathin' too. In 2012, my older sister, who was 20 months older than me, was at my house hanging out with me, and the next day she was gone. She died of a sudden cardiac death at 44. It was as awful as you can imagine it sounds. I spent time with her every day. She helped me with my kids. We were very, very close. I was devastated. But I started to try to find ways to grieve, and so one of the ways I began to honor my sister was I became a runner. Now, y'all, I had never run more than 500 feet like to the ice cream truck when I was like 10. Other than that, I had never run anywhere. But I became a runner, and I was running out of grief to stick it to heart disease, and had impulsively signed up for the Army 10-miler in Washington, D.C. Crazy. In honor of my sister. And so I would get up in the morning and I would run, and I would run, and I would run. I'm talking Forrest Gump run. I'm just running. I didn't know where I was running, and after a while, y'all, if you run like 5 or 6 miles every day with no rest, something is going to get messed up on your body. So I developed a stress fracture. So I was in the clinic one day, limping through the clinic with my stress fracture, and one of the Grady elders, who I'd known for years, looked over at me, pointed at my ankle, and said, "Why are you hobbling around the hospital, Dr. Manning?" And I said, "Oh, because I'm training for a race." "What race?" And I told him all about it. And he said, "Well, make sure you see about yourself, and I hope it goes okay." And that was it. So about 4 years later, I was walking through Grady Hospital, and it was a rough day. The hospital was very busy. I was very tired. I was missing my sister. It was just one of those days, and I know y'all are gonna have days like that too when you get into residency. And as I'm walking around through the hospital and I'm rushing the clinic and I hadn't eaten lunch, just frustrated, I hear somebody calling my name. "Miss Manning, Miss Manning." Now, in sidebar, the Grady elders know I'm a doctor. Miss Manning is a term of endearment, y'all. So I look over there, and it's Mr. Logan, the same patient that I told you about before. He waves me over, and I realized I hadn't seen him in about 4 years. He told me he was now being seen in the geriatrics clinic. He was sitting on a little rusty chair, waiting for the hospital transportation to pick him up. He rolled up the sleeve of his pants leg and showed me a rash on the side of his leg and said, "What you think about this rash, Miss Manning?" So I looked at it, and he showed me something that Derm had given him, and I said, "That looks good." And he says, "All right, because I wanted to see what you think." And I said, "Yes, sir, I appreciate that." And I got ready to leave, but just as I turned to leave, he pointed at my left ankle, and he said, "Hey, how is your race?" I said, "Sir?" He said, "How was your race? You know, the one you was running and doing for your sister who went on to glory." Now, y'all, this 80-something-year-old man with 80-something years worth of things stuffed into his head found it in his heart to remember not just me, but which ankle I was hobbling on. It was like a dam broke open. I just could not hold it back. I started weeping right there in the middle of the lobby of Grady Hospital. My patient with his pants leg rolled up and a rash on it, holding my hand, and me in my white coat just crying. And he looked up at me and he said, "It ain't never a good day to lose your brother or your sister, is it, Miss Manning?" I said, "No, sir, it is not." He said, "It's okay, just let it out." People walking through the hallway, I'm just holding my patient's hand. And that's the next lesson I'll share with you. Patient care is bi-directional. Our patients care so much about us too. And if you are lucky, you will open yourselves up enough to let your patients care for you too. And I believe that's one of the most important pieces to fight burnout, is to let the care be bi-directional with the interprofessional teams, your patients, and much more. You know, him showing me that rash on his leg and asking what I thought, it got me thinking also of something else I want you to know, and it's that for people to trust us with their care is a privilege. You know, sometimes I open up the electronic medical record and there are 500 messages from somebody asking, "What do I think? Did you get the appointment for my sister? My brother-in-law is trying to come see you. What about this? What do you think about this?" And I need you to know that when somebody refers their family member to see you, or when somebody wants to know what you think about the rash on their leg and nobody else, when somebody trusts you to cut them open, cut their loved one open, deliver their baby, care for their aging parent, when somebody agrees to do that for you, see that as a privilege, one of the highest privileges that there is, and one that you should never, ever take for granted. And all of that is about relationships, because nobody's gonna refer anybody to you if you don't build the important relationships. The same relationships that made Mr. Logan remember my ankle are the same relationships that you will need to keep going years and years and years from now. So back to my graduation. I was crying, yes, through my whole graduation, partly because I was proud, but also because I was feeling regret. And I'm gonna tell you what the regret was that I was feeling. You see, when I was a second-year medical student and I was preparing to take step 1 of the boards, my exam was going to be on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and the weekend before that, my sister, my late sister now, was graduating from law school. She was graduating from law school 2 hours and 40 minutes away in Birmingham, Alabama, and I was in Nashville. And you know what? The first thing I had been taught in medical school was that this comes before everything, and that your family will just have to understand. So when I declared to my family that I was not going to her graduation because I had to study, they were perplexed. And I wasn't sorry. I did not go. And I stayed in Nashville and I studied and I got my score back and I was like, told y'all. But it wasn't until pomp and circumstance began to play and I walked into that arena, looked up in the stands, and saw my whole family cheering and clapping and applauding my accomplishment that I knew what a terrible, terrible mistake I'd made. So my final lesson for you is, whoever told me that this comes before everything, they were wrong. The relationships that matter the most are the relationships that got you here. They are the relationships that will lift you up when you are having the hardest days. They are the relationships that will celebrate you when you triumph. They are the relationships that will lay a blanket over you when you fall asleep drooling on the couch post-call. They do not come after medicine. They work in concert with medicine. Please do not put the people you love the most on ice. Fortunately, as soon as my graduation ended, I was able to walk over to my sister, crying, snot everything, and tell her how sorry I was. And she told me she was so grateful for my apology. And now that she's gone, I'm so grateful that I did, because life is not promised. But the people that matter most to you, they are the ones that you should pour the most of your energy into. And so, I'd like to close by sharing with you a poem that I wrote just for y'all, with some words that I wish I'd heard in 1996 that I hope you will carry with you in your hearts as you set forward into your careers. What matters most for you as doctors cannot be found in journals or in books. You won't find it on websites or in libraries or on whatever platforms your favorite podcasts are played. What matters most for you as doctors cannot be defined by publications, poster presentations, titles and awards on CVs, or 3-digit test scores. What matters most will never be found buried in the electronic medical record, or in an email attachment, or swiping through screens on your smartphone. No, it cannot, and no, it will not. What matters most now that you're doctors is what has always mattered most for us all: people, and our relationships with people. How we show up for them, how we see them, how we remember them, hear them, support them, walk with them, honor them, laugh with them, cry with them, accept them, serve them, listen to them, thank them, apologize to them, love them. Medicine is a privilege, a contract with society to care about what matters most: people. And people includes our families, our communities, our children, our elders, our neighbors, our patients, yes, but also ourselves. And so, today as you graduate and become doctors, there's no need for you to click your heels 3 times to find out what matters most. Because like courage, like a brain, like a heart, like home. It was in you all along. Congratulations, doctors. Be special, be human, be grateful, but especially, may you never, ever lose sight of what matters most. Thank you.
Dr. Manning, on behalf of the class of 2024 and all of the Medical College of Georgia, we just thank you so much for thinking it not robbery to drive down I-20 and to be here. You are the embodiment of humanism and excellence in medicine, so thank you. During this segment of our program, we have the opportunity to recognize several outstanding members of our faculty and senior class.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Scott Richardson from Athens, and I'm delighted to speak first about the Physician's Physician Award. This award is presented to the graduating medical students, one from each of the 2 four-year campuses, who demonstrate the greatest aptitude for and devotion to the profession of medicine. This year, both campuses voted for the individuals they would most likely seek out, after appropriate training, of course, as a personal physician, or have their families see them as a personal physician. The individuals chosen this year have demonstrated empathy, grace, and teamwork throughout their clinical training. It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage for this year's Physician Award from the Medical Partnership, Shant Ohanian. Now, cheer for him.
And I am pleased to announce the MCG Augusta Campus Physician Award presented to Sydney Erickson.
Thank you. Oh my God. Perfect. I'll respond to anything.
Okay. Oh my God. So, is there, yes? You're supposed to look over
Yes,
there.
sir.
Give this to you, but I'm also gonna. I think I go on, right? All right. Next up, I'd like to invite another faculty member, Dr. Bunja Rungrang, to the podium to assist in announcing the Leonard Toe recipients. And there you are.
I'm short. I was hiding behind you. The Leonard Toe Humanism in Medicine Award recognizes the ideals of outstanding compassion in the delivery of care, respect for patients, their families, and healthcare colleagues, as well as demonstrated clinical excellence. This year, 2 students and 2 faculty members were selected to receive the award. The awards are sponsored by the Arnold P. Gold Foundation. It is my pleasure to welcome to the stage this year's Leonard Toe Humanism in Medicine Student Award winner for the Augusta campus, Rishabh Shala.
Yep. And while that person comes, the student winner from the Medical Partnership is Tahmina Moyadeen.
It is now my pleasure to welcome to the stage for this year's Leonard Togue Humanism in Medicine Faculty Award winner from the Augusta campus, Dr. Christopher Watson.
And the faculty award winner from the Medical Partnership is Dr. Ellen House. I'm not sure she was able to make it today, so I'll accept the award on her behalf, make sure she gets it.
And let's have a round of applause for all of our award winners. We'll bring Dr. Watson up.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm extremely honored and humbled to be able to receive this award. However, now, class of 2024, now comes the part of the ceremony that you've all been waiting for. Faculty, family, friends, these students before you have all met the requirements for the Doctorate of Medicine from the Medical College of Georgia at Augusta University. We will now begin the formal hooding portion of the program. Could the stage marshals please rise?
Dr. Samantha Zahn Moody. Dr. Lakshitha Anbalagan. Dr. Danielle DeShayla Miller. Dr. Ifra Waris. You may be hooded. Dr. Victoria Stab Sahar. Dr. Maya Goodby. Dr. Natasha Teresa Lakshmi Ramaswamy. Dr. Hayden Daniel Faith. You may now be hooded. Dr. Nisha Jahani. Dr. Samantha Walker. Dr. Daly Morera. Dr. Diana Toro. You may now be hooded. Dr. Courtney Sugihara. Dr. Kayla Cooper. Dr. Andy Dukwin Wynn. Dr. Jacob Eskew. You may now be hooded. Dr. Andrew James Pless III. Dr. Sahana Sunder. Dr. Cayman Bickerstaff. Dr. Rachel Kaufman. You may now be hooded. Dr. Deneen Taylor. Dr. Diane Tran. Dr. Luke George Quinn. Dr. Harini Indrakrishnan. You may now be hooded. Dr. Edie Brianne Threckeld. Dr. Anna Elizabeth Madia. Dr. Matthew Long. Dr. Sarah Malik. You may now be hooded. Dr. Christian Elizabeth Sasha Brown. Dr. Lillian Acree Day. Dr. Victoria Subkalava. Dr. Daniel Hal Silcox IV. You may now be hooded. Dr. Princess Iwahoma Ogundu. Dr. Anand Shah. Dr. Jacob Weiser. Dr. Joseph Christopher Shaver. You may now be hooded.
Dr. Tucker Austin Oliver. Dr. Wasif Najim. Dr. Angie Shin. Dr. Ivan Liu. You may now be hooded. Dr. Allison Joanna Lewis. Dr. Andrea Paula Ramirez Olarte. Dr. Abdel Salam Shakasi. Dr. Bryant Bowles II. You may now be hooded. Dr. Summer Robertson. Dr. Brittany Ashkenazi. Dr. Chase Horsiger. Dr. Herrera Sadiq. You may now be hooded. Dr. Reginald Dwayne Benson Jr., Peach State Scholar. Dr. Emily Austin Kruger. Dr. Elizabeth Marion Hale. Dr. Umasai Kandepu. You may now be hooded. Dr. Dae Goon Jung Kim. Dr. Obadi Mohammed Obadi. Dr. Anderson Kruger. Dr. Aderemi Awe. You may now be hooded. Dr. Mario Ramirez. Dr. Nicholas Sorensen. Dr. Zachary Corley. Dr. Chase McIntosh. You may now be hooded. Dr. Roy Urum. Dr. Mason Lin. Dr. Christian Renaud Laurent. Dr. Faison Bogani. You may now be hooded. Dr. Lena Nguyen. Dr. Matthew Hyken. Dr. Gerald Fang. Dr. Aisha Saeed. You may now be hooded. Dr. Bethany Graulich. Dr. Un Jung. Dr. Janavi Ramesh. Dr. Mei Yiman. You may now be hooded.
Dr. Naima Dano. Dr. Thomas Dickerson. Dr. Alex Vincent Wynn. Dr. Disha Patel. You may now be hooded. Dr. Sharon Wajiro Maina. Dr. Alvin Thomas. Dr. Scotty Hall. Dr. Nikhil Reddy Gangasani. You may now be hooded. Dr. Trey Walker. Dr. Adir Moaban. Dr. Morgan Claire Franklin. Dr. Stefan Stoffberg. You may now be hooded. Dr. Pohan Abraham Chin. Dr. Clara Wong. Dr. Andrew Carter Mixon. Dr. Shani Mortley. You may now be hooded. Dr. Lauren Ashley Brown. Dr. Teresa Ahn. Dr. Amelia Vu. You may now be hooded. Dr. Natalie Zink. Dr. Eleanor Mannon. You may now be hooded. Dr. Caleb Leung. Dr. Christine Emmanuel Yang. Dr. Madeline Chloe Snipes. Dr. Frank Nick Merlino, sorry. You may now be hooded. Will the next wave of hooders please come forward? Dr. Camelia Malkami. Dr. Daniel Cha. Dr. Anish Sangari. Dr. Joseph Bailey. You may now be hooded. Dr. Girshni Samara Kanal. Dr. Rishabh Chawla. Dr. Mary Caroline Forrester. Dr. Josephine Claire Heaton. You may now be hooded. Dr. Matt Ferguson. Dr. Shola Rezai. Dr. Catherine Marino. Dr. Namisha Vasandani. You may now be hooded.
Dr. Madeline Shalafli. Dr. Sidney Erickson. Dr. Max Weider. Dr. Sarah Liu. You may now be hooded. Dr. Zachary Harrison. Dr. Mihal Mehra. Dr. Anis Natal. Dr. Sahil Jignesh Gandhi. You may now be hooded. Thank you. Thank you very much. Dr. Judy Den. Dr. Joseph Quinn McDaniels. Dr. Samir Yassin. Dr. Liam Vining Goldman. You may now be hooded. Dr. Jerry Zimmerman. Dr. Farhan Lagni. Dr. Alice Ann Lever. Dr. Idul Abduli Noah. Peach State Scholar. You may now be hooded. Dr. Charles Thomas Martin. Dr. Margaret Bailey Allen. Dr. Samantha Summers. Dr. Anthony Duncan Kleinnoe. You may now be hooded. Dr. Natalia Sienna Brody. Dr. Sandhya Vikram. Dr. Connor Clark. Dr. Aisha Ali. You may now be hooded. Dr. John Tyler Beauchamp. Dr. Chang Zhao. Dr. Bailey Rogers, Peach State Scholar. Dr. Pierce Brody. You now be hooded. Dr. Caleb Robertson. Dr. Sonia Dunadi. Dr. Alexis Lynn Stevens. Dr. Christopher Mijos. You may now be hooded. Dr. Callie O'Brien. Dr. Lauren Faith Gilstrap. Dr. Madison Hornick. Dr. Anisha Gumadi. You may now be hooded.
Dr. Naginavya Shri Ravorhi. Dr. Rennie George. Dr. David Edwin Wolf. Dr. Shirley Ijoma Wokike. You may now be hooded. Dr. Kalani Balur. Dr. Rebecca Robinson. Dr. Cynthia Lee. Dr. Tharshini Reddy. You may now be hooded. Dr. Owen Robert Borowski. Dr. Brianna Renee Etheridge. Dr. Nicole Eileen Miklas. Dr. Eunice Lee. You may now be hooded. Dr. Sarah Beller. Dr. Morgan Wan. Dr. Joshua Dolan. Dr. Abigail Thomas Lamont. You may now be hooded. Dr. Peter Garcia IV. Dr. Nitish Sood. Dr. Shruti Athota. Dr. Kendall Ainsley Alsop. Dr. Peter Robinson Muller. You may now be hooded. Dr. Tiffany Elisa Shields. Dr. Lily Jack. Dr. Sydney Greenlaw. Dr. Michael Brackett. You may now be hooded. Dr. Esther Toth. Dr. Samuel Segnu. Dr. Trina Biswas. Dr. Leslie Montauk. Dr. Sung Alexander. You may now be hooded. Dr. Neve O'Neill. Dr. Natalie Crapcho. Dr. Samantha Louise Newman. Dr. Ryan Christopher Avedano. You may now be hooded. Dr. Andrew Austin. Dr. Katie Lively. Dr. Sarah Lizay. Dr. Jacob Coomro. Dr. Selvaganeshi Mothervaran, Peach State Scholar. You may now be hooded. Dr. Audrey Ann LaFontaine. Dr. Omkar Mayur. You may now be hooded. Dr. Vanya Srinivase. Dr. Stephen Spivey. You may now be hooded. Dr. Jenny Lee. Dr. Mary Chen. You may now be hooded. Dr. Sarah Chappell Fowler, Peach State Scholar. Dr. Taylor Lee. You may now be hooded. Dr. William Holt Roberts. You may now be hooded. Will the Athens Hooders please come forward?
I'm a little less tall. Dr. Pascal Joseph Acree. Dr. Matthew Albert. Dr. Raymeth Babur. Dr. Jordan Baker. You may now be hooded. Dr. Anastasia Marie Banke. Dr. Frank Chavez. Dr. Kyle Chesler. You may now be hooded. Okay. Dr. Forrest Benjamin Clark. Dr. Harris Daniels. Dr. Luke Alexander Del Balzo. You may now be hooded. Dr. Houston Ernest. Dr. Lauren Ellis. Dr. Sadia Hassan. One more. Dr. Robert Hulsey. You may now be hooded. Dr. Shadman Ibn-Masud. Dr. Agnes Kim. Dr. Scarlett Kim. You may now be hooded. Dr. Haroon Kernjia. Dr. Rajashri Munjunath. Dr. Thomas Hunter Manning. You may now be hooded. Dr. Alex Mendoza. Dr. Tahmina Moyuddin. Oh, Dr. Shant Ohanyan. You may now be hooded. Dr. Laurel Parker. Dr. Alexander Parsons. Dr. Dimple Patel. You may now be hooded. Dr. David Pachulik. Dr. Max Alexander Ribot. Dr. Alexis Marie Ruppel. You may now be hooded. Yep. Dr. Fez Saulat. Oh. I see. Apparently, all that extra myelin isn't enough to catch up, but here we are now. Dr. Julia Samantha Shear. That's okay. Dr. Kylie Ashton Schmidt. Dr. Anna Shramsky. You may now be hooded. Dr. Ravdo Singh. Dr. Rajiv Subbu. Dr. Kometh Tony Thawanyurat. Is that enough? One more. Okay. Dr. Amelia Tomei. You may now be hooded. Dr. Anna Julia Turledge. Dr. Ethan Welch. Okay. Dr. Madeline Martha Wetterhall. And Dr. Shane Wilson. You may now be hooded. Dr. Kara Yee. And Dr. Sarah Lee. You may now be hooded.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a big announcement to make. It is my honor to present to you the doctors of the class of 2024. Congratulations to you all, and congratulations to your family. Now I would like to welcome Dr. Jennifer Tucker to the stage, the Associate Dean for Student Affairs for the Augusta campus.
Congratulations. So this is a fun part of this presentation. So I would like to invite the class presidents for the Medical Partnership Campus and the Augusta campus to the stage. Doctors Shola Rezai and Kometh Tony Tawanyarat will represent all of you, and you need to thank them for this, at the Augusta University commencement. Dr. Hess will confer the MD degree to both of them as representatives of the class of 2024. To acknowledge their service, you see those blingy medals they're wearing around their necks right now, given to them by Dr. Hess earlier this week. Please join me in thanking them for all they have done for you. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce the 2024 class president for the Medical Partnership in Athens, Dr. Kometh Tony Tawanyarat.
How's everybody doing? All right. Well, good afternoon, class of 2024. I want to extend a warm welcome to all the family and friends who have gathered here today from near and far to celebrate the remarkable achievements of these new physicians. My name is Tony Tawanyarat, and it's my distinct honor to address you all on this momentous occasion. Over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege of serving as a class president for the Medical Partnership Campus in Athens, Georgia. First and foremost, congratulations, class of 2024. After four arduous years of medical school, encompassing rigorous preclinical work, immersive clinical rotations, and navigating through numerous exams and challenges, we have finally reached the pinnacle of our journey to become physicians. What sets the class of 2024 apart is our remarkable resilience and adaptability. We embarked on our medical school journey amidst the turbulence of a global pandemic, uncertain of what lay ahead. Undeterred, we embraced our coursework with determination, diving headfirst into our studies while simultaneously contributing to the major public health crisis. From early training and vaccine administration to local community engagement, we demonstrate a level of dedication and initiative that truly sets us apart. We have not only earned our place in the medical profession, but have also proven our readiness to face any challenge that comes our way. Our transition to clinical rotations marked a significant milestone, providing us with firsthand experiences in patient care. Amidst the highs of delivering new life and witnessing triumphs over illness, we also encounter the sobering realities of loss and difficult decisions. Throughout it all, our sense of community and camaraderie served as a source of strength, enabling us to navigate through the highs and lows of our medical education journey. Although we faced many challenges, the class of 2024 never passed up an opportunity to celebrate the big victories and small wins alike. From the weekly post-quiz Agua Linda and volleyball meetups, to the cute and cheeky affirmation pumpkins we get from Laurel Parker every fall, we cherish every moment and each other in our medical school careers. I know the spirit of the Athens family will live on among us while we share and create new traditions in all of our respective residency programs. As we stand on the threshold of this new chapter in our lives, I'm filled with pride and gratitude for each and every one of you. Together, we achieved a 100% match rate at the Athens campus, a testament to our collective dedication and hard work. Today, as we proudly bear the title of MD, let us never forget the unwavering support of those who have stood by us every step of the way. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our families, friends, and mentors who have provided guidance, encouragement, and unwavering support throughout our journey. Special recognition is also due to our community preceptors, our faculty members, and medical school deans and administrators, whose dedication and mentorship have shaped us into the physicians we are today. And last but not least, I want to thank my parents for their unwavering support for 26 years. I truly could not have done this without you both. Class of 2024, as we embark on this next phase of our journey into residency, let us carry forward the lessons learned, the bonds forged, and the passion for medicine that unites us. I look forward to witnessing the incredible accomplishments that lie ahead for each and every one of you. Remember, no matter where life takes us, we are bound by the shared commitment to healing and serving our patients. I am profoundly grateful to have shared this journey with such an exceptional group of individuals. Let us stay connected, continue to support one another, and embrace the possibilities that lie ahead. Congratulations to the class of 2024. We did it. Last two things. Happy birthday, Frank Chavez. And let me introduce Sholeh Rezai, our Augusta president.
Oh, hey. Just gotta give me a second. Good afternoon, 2024, and welcome family, friends, and loved ones to the Hooding Ceremony of the Medical College of Georgia Class of 2024. Some of you may have heard that we had a class-wide roast earlier this week. So instead of a typical commencement speech, I thought, why not keep that energy going? So, Dean Hess, welcome to your roast. I'm just kidding. We love it. Today is a special day that marks a monumental milestone in our medical journey. While at this moment we look forward as we finally add those 2 letters to our name, our hooding also serves to look back as a reflection of years of hard work, sacrifice, and dedication that got us to this point. This journey with this class has not been without its challenges. Somehow we have conquered every obstacle in our path and have done so united together, with the exception of the Hall A versus Hall B beef. The resilience of this group is incredible, from starting medical school amidst a global pandemic to navigating a new curriculum. We have used our voices to be fierce advocates for the change that we want to see in medicine. We all come from diverse backgrounds, each with a unique story to tell. Among us are artists, dancers, parents, teachers, service members, scientists, leaders, and more. It's the tapestry of our multitude of experiences that makes us uniquely complete. Despite our different paths, these 4 years have woven us together, creating memories that we'll cherish forever, from becoming codependent with our small groups to our unforgettable Halloweens and doctor proms. From the fire alarm's best attempts to cancel our brain and behavior module, to slacking off on clinical prep to play a class-wide game of assassin, where no one was safe. We spent late nights in Harrison with study partners who became friends and reminded us that though it's not in our textbook, laughter truly is the best medicine. We spent late nights singing our hearts out with each other at Joe's and dancing in the rain together, matching in the rain together, and now graduating in the rain together. We've watched our classmates fall in love, some with each other, get married, and start families, like proud class parents Matt Long, Cayman Bickerstaff, and Abby Thomas Lamone. We've met up sleep-deprived at the soccer fields for post-quiz Friday pickup with teammates who became some of our dearest friends. Hep G FC for life. Yeah. What truly makes this class special is the passion with which you pursue your goals. You champion change, stand up for what you believe is right, and you strive to leave every place better than you found it. You fight for what you care about, and you care about a lot. You demand that your voice be heard, and all of this is wildly encouraging to know that you are the future of medicine. As we trade our short coats for long ones and drive even deeper into the world of medicine, I hope you take with you a few lessons in humanity from our med school years. Remember how proud you were the first time that you put on your white coat before you traded it in for your Patagonia. Remember how confusing the world of medicine felt when you first walked into the hospital, when words in textbooks suddenly became real-life patients. Go easy on yourself and ask for help when you need it. Be curious, not judgmental. We might forget a lot of what we learned throughout our time here. Shout out to fourth year. But I hope we never forget what we learned from each other. I hope you show as much kindness to others as is in the pinky finger of Sydney Erickson. I hope you lift everyone up around you like Edie Threcold. Always put a smile on your face like Sung Alexander. Be passionate about leaving your community better than you found it like Namisha Vasandani. Be a fierce advocate for inequities like Camelia Makmami and Rishabh Chawla. Ignite a love for learning in the youth starting this journey like Samir Yassin, and continue to mentor and teach your peers like Allison Lewis. And those classmates like my own near and dear learning group, Kate Marino, Zach Harrison, and Callie O'Brien, who like so many others in our historic class, including Peter Garcia and Kayla Cooper, who are first generation in medicine and are rewriting their entire family trees. Most importantly, to all of you here today and those who couldn't be with us in person, who have given us endless support for the long journey to this point, we thank you all. To our families and loved ones whose sacrifices have been boundless, we are forever grateful. I'm sure when you said you wanted us to go to college, you didn't mean for this long. This MD has your name on it, and it belongs to you just as much as us. To my parents who have stories like so many of you who came here from Iran with nothing and somehow managed to give me everything. Sorry. I bet myself I wouldn't cry. مرسی از مامان و بابا. خودم اگه به خاطر زحمت و تلاش‌های شما نبود من الان اینجا نبودم. خیلی دوستتون دارم. My mom's sobbing. That's why I can't look over there. Thank you to my sister Shiva for being my rock, best friend, and inspiration every step of the way. Looking back 4 years ago on my revisit day to MCG, I remember being so terrified to come to MCG. I was speaking to an older student about how I was scared I was not going to make any friends here. She assured me I would, but she was wrong, because this group of strangers not only became friends, but also became my family. As we've learned and grown, we figured out what kind of doctors we want to be. Not just the field, but how we want to care for others. Oh, jeez. It has been the honor of a lifetime to watch this group of the most remarkable humans grow into brilliant and compassionate physicians. While our journeys will now take us our separate ways, we will forever be connected as the MCG class of 2024. Thank you to all behind us who have supported us every step of the way. And thank you all for making these last 4 years unforgettable. I will always be your biggest hype man, and I am so excited to follow your careers and watch the incredible impact that you make on the world around you. And though who knows when our paths will cross again, know that I will always be your Madam Prez and be here for whatever you need. We did it, 2024. This is not a simulation. I love you all dearly. Congratulations. Thank you.
Well, I usually like the break after hooding to dry my tears, but then she'll just made me start again. First of all, I just want to tell you all, I'm so proud of you all. It's been such a blessing to watch you grow over these years. But I have the honor today to recognize our military students. Numerous students have and continue to serve in the United States Armed Forces. Students in the class of 2024 who have prior or current military commitment, please stand and be recognized. Having served in the Army, it has been my honor to be the military advisor for the HPSP students at MCG. It has been a blessing to know these students for the past 4 years. One of the core Army values is selfless service. These students decided to raise their right hand to serve their country. According to the Army Values website, selfless service is described in this way. You put the welfare of the nation, the Army, and your subordinates before your own. Selfless service is larger than just one person. In serving your country, you're doing your duty loyalty without thought of recognition or gain. The basic building block of selfless service is the commitment of each team member to go a little further, endure a little longer, and look a little closer to see how he or she can add to the effort. I'm really having a hard time seeing this with all my tears. You rely on your brother or sister, and they rely on you. Anyone who has served likely has thousands of examples of sacrifice, large and small. We don't talk about it, we just do it. Long hours away from family, moving away from family and making new extended families, staying up late, waking up early, pulling an extra shift because you know or hope that your buddy is going to do the same for you. Doing hard work for a long time with no end in sight because people are counting on you, just like you are counting on them. And of course, there is the ultimate sacrifice, that of a service member's life, which was always a possibility and much too often a reality. At this time, I would like to ask the following members of the graduating class to stand to be recognized for your selfless service. Dr. Taylor Lee, Dr. Andrew Austin, Dr. Nicole Miklas, Dr. Joseph Shaver, Dr. Stephen Spivey, Dr. Sung Alexander, Dr. Luke Quinn, Dr. Thomas Dickerson, Dr. Matthew Ferguson, and Dr. Maya Goodby. At this time, I ask all members of the stage party and the audience who have served or continue to serve, please stand and also be recognized. And congratulations once again.
It's my pleasure to introduce Anil Puri. He is the past president of the MCG Alumni Association. Anil is a 2005 graduate of MCG. He did his internal medicine training and pulmonary critical care fellowship in Florida. And the reason I say this, a lot of you are going to great residencies throughout the country. He came back and is now working in Milledgeville, Georgia. So he descended to Florida, but he came back. So Anil, come on back. He is really a key. Come on up. You get to speak. We're a tag team, so the stage is yours.
Thank you, Dean Hess, for those kind comments. All right, guys, I can't sing, so this is going to be the best 90 minutes of your life. I'm just kidding. It's just, all right. Greetings, class of 2024. My name's Anil Puri, and it's my honor and privilege to represent the Medical College of Georgia Alumni Association today. Our current Alumni Association president, Dr. Price Core, was unfortunately unable to be here today, but sends his heartfelt congratulations to all of you. Today, I also bring you warm tidings from my home, the megalopolis of Milledgeville, Georgia, or as we like to call it, Millie Vegas. That's right. All right. I want to start by congratulating each and every one of you on your hooding today in preparation for receiving your doctorate degree tomorrow. Before I get into official alumni business, I want to take a minute to say thank you. Thank you for allowing me to wear these super cool clothes. I really don't get a chance to dress like this anywhere else without being judged for it. As my 12 and 14-year-old daughters would say, this drip is fire, no cap. That's right. No, but seriously, I do want to say thank you to the class of 2024 for allowing me to be part of your special day. Over the last academic year, I've had the opportunity to precept some of you in my practice. I've witnessed firsthand the level of professionalism, empathy, and intelligence that your class embodies. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty jealous. But in all sincerity, thank you for allowing me to witness your youthful optimism and your compassion, both of which remind me of why I became a doctor to begin with. Today, you've received valuable advice from many folks who have vast experience and knowledge. I'd simply like to leave you with just a few tidbits that I've learned over the last decade or so of medical practice. Number one, always put the patient first in the center of what you do. This one may sound intuitive, but in a world of insurance denials, managed care, prior authorizations, prior approvals, RVUs, and reimbursements, it's easy to let the patient drift off into left field. You'll need to remind yourself of why you're here and what you are trying to achieve. Treat your patients the way you would want your own family treated, and you'll seldom go wrong. Number two, be kind. The world can be a rough place, and sometimes human nature is to make your problems someone else's problems. Don't be part of the problem, be part of the solution. Be kind to your patients and everyone you meet, because compassion and kindness go hand in hand, and a physician without compassion is nothing. Number three, the learning never ends. Keep learning. It keeps the brain fresh and keeps you passionate about your work. Take time to discuss cases with your colleagues, attend meetings, or better yet, teach medical students. The students from your class have taught me so much, kept me on my toes, and have prevented me from becoming a dinosaur. And finally, number four, make time for your family and friends. Time is your most valuable asset, and time spent with your family and friends outside of work will help you maintain balance and make you better at your calling as a physician. Now, many of you have wonderful families and friends supporting you. Some of them may even be here today. But let me remind you that you have another family as well. You have a family that has been through the journey that you are currently on. A family that understands that your success is your success is our success. And you have a family that will always root for you. That, my friends, is your MCG family. Now that we are all family, I guess that makes me that one uncle that won't ever stop talking. So let's move on to official business. I'm here today to induct you, the class of 2024, into the MCG Alumni Association. Established in 1891, the Alumni Association's mission is to support the interest of the Medical College of Georgia while promoting loyalty and fellowship among alumni. Our association tries to give back to our most junior colleagues by way of scholarships as well as class activities like freshman orientation and today's hooding ceremony. We recognize the professional achievement of faculty and alumni and host regional dinner meetings, CME opportunities, and many great events during Alumni Weekend. My friends, I do have a personal request for you. Stay connected with us. Like I said before, we will be rooting for you. Please remember us as well. When the time comes, give back. You can give back and remember us via cash, check, credit card. I don't know if we take Venmo, but that would be cool. No, seriously, my friends, your financial support is always appreciated, but we will gladly take a small piece of your time as you engage with us. Please visit our website and Facebook often, and make sure that we have your new physical address and your email address as you begin the next phase of your life. Many of you will be leaving to train in all parts of the country. Please don't be a stranger and come back and see us soon. Now it's my esteemed privilege on behalf of the MCG Alumni Association to induct you, the class of 2024, into the Medical College of Georgia's Alumni Association. Yeah. Also, for being such great sports and listening to me ramble, I will be waiving your dues for the first 4 years. Yep, that's a bonus. All right. I know that each of you will be an outstanding physician and represent MCG well. Again, on behalf of the MCG Alumni Association, I congratulate you upon achieving one of the most outstanding goals of your life. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Nuss to come to the podium to administer the Hippocratic Oath.
In our profession, it has been a custom for more than 2,000 years that no one may be admitted who has not first expressly taken upon himself or herself its obligations. Although the original language of the Hippocratic Oath is somewhat antiquated, we still find great meaning in this oath that has been slightly modified to better fit in our contemporary world. Speaking the words of this oath marks a transition in our lives as it commemorates official entry into the profession with all of its obligations to care for those entrusted to us. I call upon now the class of 2024, along with all physicians present in the room who choose to retake this oath. Please stand now and join us in reciting the Hippocratic Oath. The text of the oath is printed in the program. So just please recite along with me. We're not doing it like marriage vows. I do solemnly swear by that which I hold most sacred, that I will be loyal to the profession of medicine and just and generous to its members, that I will lead my life and practice my art in uprightness and honor, that into whatsoever home I shall enter, it shall be for the good of the sick and the well, to the utmost of my power, and that I will hold myself aloof from wrong and from corruption and from the tempting of others' device, that I will exercise my art solely for the cure of my patients and the prevention of disease, and I will give no drugs and perform no operation for a criminal purpose, and far less suggest such a thing, that whatsoever I shall see or hear the lives of men and women, which is not fitting to be spoken, I will keep inviolably secret. These things I do promise, and in proportion as I am faithful to this oath, may happiness and good repute be mine. The opposite, if I shall be. Congratulations, baby, you made it. Woo! Okay, you may be seated. We have to have the great Jennifer Tucker up here before we end the day. So Dr. Tucker, please come up and give us some closing remarks.
It says something in here about brief closing remarks, but I'm going to take a page out of Dr. Perry's playbook and give you 90 minutes of my time. I'm kidding. And Shola's in my head. I think she wrote my speech because I said a lot of the same things. So I promise I won't go on philosophically for too long so y'all can get on to the business of celebrating this incredible accomplishment of graduating from medical school. But I do have a few words to share with the class of 2024. As I told some of you on match day, I have a very special place in my heart for your class since we weathered a simultaneous global pandemic and a complete curriculum overhaul at the same time together. I literally learned how to do my job alongside you. I watched you and your classmates navigate a grueling and innovative curriculum that was literally being built just feet ahead of you. You responded with grace, flexibility, and overwhelming resilience, and not too many complaints, really. Too many. I saw you excel in your clerkships and choose a specialty, and you amazed me with your clinical prowess. And I watched you advocate, as Shola said, for yourselves and effect real change at MCG and the field of medicine. I was beyond honored to help Dr. Watson usher you all through the residency application process from last summer to match day, best day ever, and of course it rained in typical, this is where Shola's in my head, in typical 2024 fashion, but you danced your way through it and made lemonade from lemons, as is typical also of 2024. And now here we are today with an early afternoon tornado warning, I know y'all love that, and a torrential downpour while you were getting your picture taken, sorry. Again, quintessential 2024. We are all so proud of you. We love you, and we know you'll do great things. You're the very best of MCG. You're the future of medicine, and the future is very bright indeed. We are all confident that you will leave the nest and make MCG so proud. Congratulations, class of 2024. We're thrilled to have you join the ranks of this noble profession, and I'm honored to call you all my newest colleagues. This is the fun part. Everybody stay in your seats. Faculty, staff, and distinguished guests, this concludes the hooding ceremony for the 188th graduating class of the Medical College of Georgia. Students and families, please remain in your seats until the stage party and faculty have completed the recessional. I'm confident that's not going to happen, but give it a try. And we look forward to seeing all of you at the Old Medical College for the reception. Thank you.